Hey everyone! Okay, I'm going to be going over the two-step percent problems that you had for homework on Monday night. So make sure that you are taking notes because a lot of you have been asking questions and have missed a lot of these problems. So I'm going to go over them slowly, and you can watch this individually so you can kind of understand and pause when you need to. So the first problem, we have Juliana went to Kroger and bought some groceries. Her total was $45.25. So I'm going to highlight that because that's pretty important. Then she had a 20% off coupon, and the tax was 5%. So I'm going to highlight all of these things, and then I'm going to underline what is her total because that is also important. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is remember, coupon means that we are going to subtract, and tax means that we are going to add, and we always do tax last, okay? So I'm going to take my total of 45.25, and I'm going to multiply first the discount. But remember, we can't put a percent into the problem. We have to turn it into a decimal. So I'm going to multiply the total times the percent as a decimal, okay? So I'm going to get my calculator, and we're going to do 45.25 times 0.20. And I'm going to get $9.05. Now, this $9.05 represents how much Juliana is going to get off. That is her discount. So that's not our answer. What we have to do is take the total again, the same total, and we subtract that discount from the total. So here we were multiplying it to find the discount, and then we have to find the new total with the discount. So again, I'm going to get my calculator and do 45.25 minus $9.05, and I get $36.20. Now, this is my total with the discount, okay? That's my total with the discount. That's going to be my new total that I'm going to add the tax to. So that was part one. Part one was the discount. Now we're going to do part two, which is the tax, okay? Now for the tax, again, we have to use our new total, which is $36.20. And we have to multiply. Remember, multiply, then add or subtract. So we're going to multiply it by 5% as a decimal, which is 0.05. So I'm going to come over here and get my calculator out and do 36.20 times that 5% as a decimal, and I get $1.81. Now, that $1.81 represents how much tax Juliana has to pay. Now, that's not her total. That's just the amount of tax that she's going to pay. So remember, up here we wrote add underneath tax. So we're going to take our new total, and we're going to add the tax back to that total. So I'm going to just add this by hand, and I got 38.01. Okay? 38.01, and we're going to just make sure that that is correct on the calculator. 2 plus 1.81 and 38.01. So in total, with the discount and the tax, Juliana is going to pay $38.01. All right, let's move on to number two. Number two says Andy went to Cheddar's for dinner, and his meal was $12.40. The tax was 12%, and he left a 20% tip. How much was Andy's total after all of that? Okay, we know that tax means we're going to add, and we know that tip means we're going to add after we multiply, right? Now, since we can add both the tip and the tax, this problem, we're going to add those percentages together. So we're going to do 20% plus 12%. And get our 32%. Remember that tax and tip work out the same way. That's why we can add them together. We couldn't do that up here because we had subtract and add. Those are different. Here we had add and add. So then I'm going to take my total before all of that, and I'm going to multiply it by 32% as a decimal, which is 0.32. So here's my calculator. I have 1240 times 0.32. And I got 3.968. Now, I know that that can't be the right answer because money can only go 2 past the decimal. So I have to round. I look at that third number, and it's telling me to go up. So this is going to become $3.97. Now, this represents the total amount of tax and the tip. So with the tax and the tip, Andy's going to pay $3.97 extra. Now that's not my answer because remember we have to multiply, then add or subtract. So I'm going to get 1240 plus that 397, and then let me make that a little better. I'm going to get my calculator, and I got $16.37. Okay, so Andy's going to pay $16.37 with tax and tip. I'm going to move up here and draw a little thing. Remember, step 1 is to multiply, and then step 2 is going to be add or subtract. Okay, every time. All right, number 3. Lillian ordered a vacuum from Amazon, and her total was $109.50. The shipping was $5, and her tax was 9%. What is her total? Now, this is a new problem. We haven't done one like this. We have done tax, but not the shipping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my total, and I'm just going to add the shipping cost to it. Okay, the shipping wasn't a percent. It's just $5. So we have to add that to ship it. Sometimes shipping is free. Sometimes you have to pay for shipping. It just depends where you're ordering from. Okay, so here at Amazon, her shipping was $5. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that new total and I'm going to find the tax. Okay, so our tax, remember tax means to add. We have 9%, which is 0.09. So I'm going to multiply that times 0.09. Here's my calculator. Okay, and I got $10.305. So remember, money can only go 2 past the decimal point. So on this one, we're going to look at that third number again, and it's going to tell this number to go up. So that's going to be $10.31. Now, what does that $10.31 represent? Because it does not represent our total amount. That is going to be the tax. Okay, so with that, remember up here we said multiply, then add or subtract. We multiplied, so now we have to take our total and we're going to add, because that's what we know tax is. We're going to add that $10.31. So again, here's my calculator. Sorry, I just threw it. 114.50 plus 10.31 is going to give us $124.81 for the vacuum plus shipping. All right, so now you've made it to number 3. We're about to do number 4, but I want to pause for a second and tell you that our code word is going to be yellow. The code word is yellow. Okay, number 4, Olivia bought a cheerleading uniform for $45. She had a coupon for 35% off, and the tax was 6%. What was her total? Okay, so remember, this is helpful. We know that off means we're going to subtract, and we know that tax means we're going to add. So just like number 2, we cannot add those together like we did because they're not both add. We're going to work this one out like number 1 because they are 2 different kinds of percents. So we're going to do discount first because tax is always last. So I have $45 times, and we're going to do that 35% as a decimal, which is 0.35. Okay, so times 0.35, get my calculator, and I had $45 times 0.35, and I got $15.75. Now, that is my discount. Very good if you were thinking that. That is your discount. Now, remember, up here we wrote multiply, then add or subtract. So we multiplied, and what did we write? We wrote subtract. So we're going to take our total and subtract that discount that we just found, okay? So grab your calculator, do $45 minus that $15.75, and I'm going to get $29.75. So just like number one, that was our very first step. Here is our new total. So we're going to take our new total over here in step 2. And now we're going to do the tax. Remember, we have to multiply, then add or subtract, okay? So I'm going to multiply this by 6% as a decimal, which is 0.06. Get my calculator. So I already have it in here. Oh, I wrote that down wrong. It is 25. Excuse me. 29.25. And I'm going to multiply it by 0.06, and I get 1.755. So again, this is 29.25. Sorry, I messed that up a little bit. Okay, so I have too many decimals places past the decimal point. So this third number is going to tell us what to do, and it's telling me to round up. So this is going to be $1.76. And what does that represent? Very good. It represents the tax. Now, again, up here we said we're going to multiply, then add or subtract. So we just multiplied, so now we said we were going to add for tax. So 29.25 plus that tax we just found. So I'm going to do that in my calculator. 29.25 plus that $1.76 gives me $31.01. Okay, so here are all of the answers. Now, if you need to go back and work some of these out on your own, please do, and make sure that you submit the homework. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.